guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. Today we're going to talk a little bit about my Ford Raptor. It's been several weeks since we've taken a look at it, and I've done a few upgrades, a few repairs, and kind of wanted to walk you guys around and talk about it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to go ahead and start with the front suspension. So I had leaking shocks that weren't doing well when I turned the wheel to full chalk, if you will. There was a lot of rubbing and things, and so I knew the front end had been sagging. So got down there, looked at them, sure enough, they needed to be rebuilt. So I contacted a Facebook user who's on the Ford Raptor forum, and he had a brand new set of rebuilt shocks from Texas Motor Works that I want to say he had sent in for some warranty work, and they returned them fully rebuilt, fresh, ready to go. But in the meantime, he'd already replaced his shocks, and so he had this extra set. The benefit there was that he had already purchased a set of geyser springs, which is a great upgrade. The factory springs are fine, they're just springs. So the geysers give us a little bit of a lift, about a 1-inch lift, and they're just great. They feel nice to ride on, and everything looks good. So if we go down under here, the geyser springs are those gray springs in there, and then you can kind of see the rebuilt Fox shock down in there. And I don't know that you guys can see it all that well. It's kind of hard to get in there, but they're great. So that's the front end suspension. On the rear end, my leaf springs had gone really flat. I mostly noticed it whenever I'd be towing. I have a camp trailer, and so this summer we towed that camp trailer a couple places, and I felt like the back end of my truck had a terrible squat, and it was driving me just nuts. And you know, it's just not good for the truck. It's not good for all of the things that wear out when your suspension's going soft. So I went ahead and upgraded from the factory leafs to Icon shocks, or leaf springs, I'm sorry, with the add a leaf option. So it does give the back of the truck about a 1-inch lift, 1.5 inch, something like that, but also a lot more stability for when I do have a trailer hooked up. So they were just installed literally 10 miles ago, so they're not even broken in. The truck is sitting about 2 inches too tall. That will settle in, and that'll be great. But let's go down and take a peek here. You can kind of see this huge gap in there, but let's see. So there's the Fox shocks. You can kind of see the axles, and yeah, right by the axles you've got the leaf springs, and yeah, those are right in here. So I'm really pleased with them. They do ride pretty nice. They ride pretty soft too. As they break in and wear in, I'm hoping the truck sits a little more level. It does have a little bit of a rake to it as we speak, but that's not the end of the world. So that's fine. Another thing, maintenance-wise, that's pretty common on these trucks is, you see this reverse light up here? There's a gasket that goes around that tends to kind of break down and wear out. And where I live, it rains and snows in the winter, and so that was important to me to repair. So I took the light bulb and the housing off, ordered a new gasket for that on Amazon. It was like $9, a 10-minute repair. But the problem with that is moisture gets up in there and then runs down the window channel down through here. And what happens in these trucks is this little section right here, right behind the door of the cab, it starts to rust. Water gets trapped in there. There's no exit hole or anything. And so you'll see on these trucks occasionally there's rust holes there. And so that's an important thing. If you guys have a Raptor or F-150 period, it's not a bad upgrade or a repair to do, even preventatively. Mine wasn't too bad, but I went ahead and replaced it anyway. Again, $9, very cheap fix. All right, the next thing, let's walk around. Oh, you're gonna see this container behind me. We had a little bit of a flood inside my house. My upstairs bathroom had a pipe burst. So we've been dealing with some contractors and some insurance claims and things like that. And this is a storage bin for some furniture that they had to move out of the house while they're doing the repair. So anyway, bear with me. All right, let's pop the hood on the truck and take a look under here. If I can do this one-handed. Hang on. Set this down for a moment. Okay, here we go. All right, so first things first, let me switch hands here. Sorry about that. We've got the oil catch can. So this right here is an aftermarket part. Ordered it from JLT. It's a custom kit designed for the Ford Raptor. The 6.2 liter engine, I'm sure it would work across other platforms. I'm sure it would work for just about anything, but the hoses and everything are custom fit for this application. So very good upgrade. In fact, my buddy Joe, who just did my leaf spring installation, told me he was kind of poking around the truck and noticed that that thing had been full. Now, I just installed that about 3,000 or 4,000 miles ago. So it's working, which is good. I don't need that blow by. I don't need any of that oil making its way through my engine. And so we're good to have that. I want to say it was about $160, but it was money well spent. So that should prolong the life, and I'm very pleased with it. Another upgrade, oil cooler, transmission oil cooler. Again, for towing and things like that, this truck came with a really small cooler, condenser deal. So, yeah, again, at the recommendation of Joe, he was telling me, hey, listen, if you're going to be towing, if you're going to have any pressure on this truck, you need it to breathe. You need the extra cooling capacity of a larger deal. So I went online and found it. It's not an easy piece to find. Truth is, they use them in the desert primarily overseas. So I want to say it was like the Australian F-150s that came with that, which is fine, but it does, it makes it a little bit more difficult to find. So if we go on inside the truck, I've got two things going on in here. I've got, let's see, when I turn my AC on and it blows and I want to adjust which direction it's blowing, you kind of just swivel this thing up and down and turn it and do all the things. Well, the little arm that's in there that controls these two flappers had broken. And so, not that that was a major thing, but it was annoying to me. And so anyway, I had to order a new one of these, fix that. That was about a $16 fix, and it's a factory Ford part, OEM, really easy to install and really not a problem. The next thing that I need to do, this is my project, maybe this weekend or next weekend or whenever I have time. There is, I'm gonna jump in here, behind the screen here, there is what's called a blend motor. And what ends up happening is if I turn the truck on and turn the air conditioner on and set the auto button, if I hit auto, I hear this continual clicking, just click, 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 over and over and over again. It's coming from right behind this screen. So I started researching it, and actually I had the same problem. I had the same part go bad. I used to have a 2004 Range Rover, and same exact thing. I was leaving work one day, I think. I turned the air on. It was a hot summer day, and the thing just started clicking, and it clicked the 15-minute commute all the way to my house. So I went online, started researching it, trying to figure out what the heck was going on, and turns out it's called a blend motor. And yeah, I mean, it just basically funnels air and siphons air to where it needs to go, and whatever it is. It's got little trap doors inside that open and close. And it operates on a gear, and the gear gets stuck and just clicks over and over and over. And it's kind of a disposable part. It's not something that you'd fix. I suppose you could take it apart, maybe lubricate it a little bit, clean it up. But I don't know. I mean, this is a 10-year-old truck, and the part was literally $20. So I went ahead and ordered the part. It is here. Next thing for me to do is just dismantle the dash, pull the screen out, and pull that out. I might do a DIY video on that process. I have found a couple online, but I don't know, everybody has their own 2 cents when it comes to those kind of things. So that's the next repair. But looking around, I mean, otherwise the truck's been pretty amazing. I really haven't had any problems with it. One thing that I did, let's see, one thing that I did want to do, and you guys can take a look at this with me, but the headlights, okay? Now they're on right now because I just opened the door and shut the door. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's flaking. The headlight itself has a lens cover on there that's flaking away. And it's kind of doing it all over the place. It's not terrible. I mean, if I stand back here, you can kind of see it, but not terribly bad. Same with the other one, same kind of deal. You can sort of see that. But once you get up close, I mean, it'll slough right off. And so these exact headlights right now are on sale on eBay for $175. And coincidentally, just a couple days ago, I had one of my low beam, my headlight low beam went out. And so I started shopping around. I'm gonna buy LED replacement bulbs. And so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just order LEDs and new housings, get them all set up at once, and then just reinstall them. I really like the look of these headlights. I like the projector, I like the LED strip, I like the halos, you know, the whole nine. Everything looks great. I'm gonna keep those, but like I said, I'm just gonna order myself a new set with LED bulbs that should brighten it up, brighten the road up. I might do LED high beams too, I'm not really sure yet. We'll see what the cost of the bulbs are. And then, gosh, I think that's about it. You know, I suppose the other cool upgrade that I did, it's cool to me, is my license plate frame, right? Financial advisor car guy, yay, that's me. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Kind of fun to promote my YouTube channel, my TikTok, my Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. So that's been a blast and I'm really enjoying that. And I really enjoy you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Anytime you have questions, concerns, anything like that, please don't hesitate. Shoot me an email, comment down below. As always, please like and subscribe. And remember, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.